name is Catherine Perry, and I'm a financial advisor with Fort Pitt Capital Group. I am coming to you from my quarantine bunker at home during the 2020 pandemic. So I hope that everyone is doing well and staying safe and healthy during these times. I wanted to take a few minutes today to share the importance of things to consider when consolidating accounts and why it makes sense in a lot of cases to kind of organize your finances. Here at Fort Pitt, we pride ourselves on helping our clients organize their financial lives, as well as helping them manage their assets and financial planning. But one of the things that I have a lot of conversations about is the benefits of consolidating old accounts. And what I mean by that is the old 401k that's out there, or the old IRA that you opened a few years ago and forgot about, or the 401k from an old employer that you haven't looked at in years. When you're looking at an overall financial planning perspective, it can really be in your benefit in a lot of cases to make sure those are consolidated and kind of in one place so that you can, in a sense, organize them and get your finances in order, because that really sets you up for more financial success. So, one of the main things that I talk about with folks who are interested in this and who find this to be something they'd like to do is, do you like getting all of those statements every month? Is the big thing. If you have accounts at various places, you're getting different statements every month, quarterly, and trying to keep track of that can be a challenge. So knowing where everything is in one place can be incredibly important to simplify things, simplify your finances, and then also to get a good handle on where everything is and what everything looks like. It also helps you to put together an allocation from an investment standpoint. So if you have accounts in various places, it's hard to establish one cohesive plan and strategy and implement an allocation from your investments. It makes it a little bit more challenging if they're across various accounts and you're trying to look at an entire portfolio and they're in various places. It can be a little bit more challenging. And the other thing I find often is that folks are either over or under diversified across their accounts when they have them in various places. What I mean by that is, for example, a lot of mutual funds have a lot of the same holdings. And so ultimately, folks and my clients are weighted a little too heavily in a certain sector or certain companies that we wouldn't necessarily recommend. So that's something that I always caution folks on whenever they are looking at, from an allocation standpoint, how that would work. As I mentioned, it helps you implement your strategy and enhances your chances of long-term success if you have a strategy in place and you're implementing it properly. Aside from just peace of mind, if you will. Another thing too is it could be less expensive for you to consolidate your accounts. For example, if you're paying management fees at various places, a lot of places, and Fort Pitt is an example, we offer breakpoints for a certain level of assets from a fee discount perspective. So you may be paying full fees when you wouldn't necessarily need to if you consolidated accounts and achieved a breakpoint from an asset level perspective. So that's something to consider. And then also from a particular investment standpoint, you may be paying fees on certain investments that you wouldn't necessarily need to if you had consolidated and perhaps switched to share class or something like that. So things to consider and keep in mind that are options for you. Another thing too would be the type of account. So a taxable account. If you have a consolidated portfolio, it's much easier for you to manage your tax consequences for capital gains if you have everything in one place, so you can kind of keep that under wraps there. And then from a retirement account standpoint, it helps you have a little bit more control over your distributions. So if you're sending required distributions every year from a variety of accounts, you need to add up the value of all those accounts and then figure out what your required distribution is. If it's all in one account, It's much easier to add up the what and calculate what the distribution is every year. So it just makes life easier from that perspective as well. And another thing too, which I think goes overlooked a lot, is the estate planning and legacy planning consideration here. Not something that everyone likes to talk about, but God forbid something happened to you and your accounts are in a variety of places. Now the folks that you've left behind are responsible for trying to settle your estate when there's a variety of accounts and they're trying to kind of figure out where they are, what they are. I encountered this a lot when we're settling estates, that the heirs are very overwhelmed and distraught by the loss of their loved one, rightfully so. And then this adds just another level of stress. When they shouldn't need to be stressing any more than they are with the mourning of the loss of a loved one. So it also helps from that standpoint to keep things in line, at least write out where they are, where everything is. But if everything's in one place, it's one phone call, it's one login that you have to make. Should you need something, should you want to take a look at your portfolio. It overall just makes life easier. So again, bottom line, it makes your life easier and lets you enjoy other things, and so you don't have to worry about accounts here, accounts there. What's this one doing? What's that one doing? It's simplified and easier. And so, again, at Fort Pitt, we help clients organize their finances. So if you are interested in learning more about this and how we can help you kind of get everything organized and streamlined and consolidated, that way we can get a good plan in place for you and work towards your financial success, let us know. We're happy to talk and we're happy to help. Thanks. I hope you all are staying well. Take care.